Okay, so I put some sprayed down the valve cover with some parts cleaner, popped in the new I don't know what you call that, spark plug tube gaskets, and then I ran my gasket all the way around, made sure that it fit right. Next thing to do is to come in down here, the razor blade, make sure that I clean up all of these surfaces. Just so that my gasket gets a nice clean seal. It looks like most of it. Got an acorn in there. Need a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, that would have been disastrous. So looks like most of this is just outside of where the gasket seal is. But I'm going to try just to clean it up as best as I can, as carefully as I can without slicing my fingers open. So I'm going to get that all cleaned up, and then I'll be ready to, actually I'll be almost ready to try to reseal the valve cover. I'll need to put in some sealant. I can actually see, I don't know if you can see it there, but right up here, I think that's the way. You can see right past the timing chain here. You could see the actual hardened sealant when they used like a gasket seal, like a liquid RTV or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna clean this up. Clear this old RTV out of here. Ooh. Find where that little piece went to. Make sure I get that out. Now I gotta look through all this, make sure that I didn't leave anything in there. And then I will get the valve cover back into place. Oh, and I did pick up some spark plugs, because if I have it down this far, I might as well swap out the plugs too. Okay, I put a little bit of gasket maker both top and bottom, spots that it was before. These little rubber things here, I'm actually not going to replace these, because the stock ones are, I kind of looked at them side by side. The stock ones seem a lot better than the ones that came with my particular kit. Okay. So, let's see. Be very careful about this, making sure that I don't lose the gaskets anywhere. There we go, it feels good. Looks like it all sunk in good. All right. Gasket back on now. Sorry, valve cover back on. That's all of them. All right, now I'm going to pull the plugs, replace those. I got some nice Bosch plugs, and then I'll put the coils back on after I replace the plugs. I do want to see what the plugs look like, see what the car looks like, how it's been running. That's the bit of those. No idea what size these are. Maybe I'll check the ones I bought. Technically they should be the same, right? Seems like it's just a 5/8 plug. little burnt. A little bit, not terrible. The points are still there. Everything looks to be pretty decent. So, but if I have this open, might as well change it now rather than later. The same, a little burnt, not terrible. So not too terribly bad, all things considered, you know. I think it's like 110 or 115,000 miles on this vehicle. I know these are the original plugs, because I sure didn't change them. Just checking the apps on these in the background real quick. A lot of space down there for these plugs. Which is good, I guess. Yeah. A lot better than them being too tight and not being able to get them out, right? Okay. Let's decide what's what here. This goes up here. That. Since I broke that one little piece here. Right, doesn't. It's not that way. Oh no, it was right there. Probably should get some way of zip tying or connecting that all together. Figure something out. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Those are all connected. This connects the IAC. This slides down here. I don't know if you can see that all the way out there. So this slides back into place down here. Clicks right in there. I said it just clicks. It's not listening. Okay. Let's go behind there. Clicks in right there. There we go. Man, mission impossible here. Gotta get that screw. Can't even show it on video, it's that tight. The screw that goes through this bracket here has to thread in there. That's gonna take me a while. So, I'll get that screw and show you how tight it is. this is for the bracket for the power steering reservoir. So this little screw here is to go through there and has to screw in all the way down there. So I'm going to do that. Since I'll be cursing a lot, I'm going to turn the camera off. Right back, but yeah, once I get that in place and ready, I can finish tightening it with a box end wrench. Get back. So I started connecting everything back up, and then I jumped ahead and started taking things off for the back valve cover, the rear valve cover. I then realized I have to take these back off because this is holding this down. Oops. This particular, this is holding this trunk of cables down, this, which is holding the valve cover in place in the back. So I'm going through and taking everything back off again. Once I get everything off, I'll bring you back once I'll come back once I have everything back out and have the rear valve cover off, so I can show you what that one looks like. What I'm seeing in the rear is a little bit more of what I was expecting. A little bit more wear. You can see cam lobes have a little bit of scoring in them, and they're not wiped out. Definitely more burnt on, baked in oil. So yeah. And the other thing that was kind of odd was that when I pulled the plugs out, plugs had a little bit of oil on them on the top. So that's telling me that these top, if you see how much oil is up, how much discoloration is this high, tells me that these probably weren't sealing. This one actually, probably the main offender. You can see it goes past where that little oil seal should be. This one as well. So probably losing a little bit of oil out of the top there. I mean, minor amounts of oil, not much at all, but something just to be noted. 115 some odd thousand miles on this car. Really, it's not terrible. And this gasket actually looks pretty decent, and I'm going to change this one out too. It's kind of difficult to record this, so I will change this out off camera, change these out as well, of course, and reinstall this, and then start putting everything back together, which is going to be just so much fun. But I want to at least get this on, get my little RTV spots in, and get it tightened down so I can give it some time to kind of set up before I start it. Okay, I didn't record it, but I did finish. Actually, I finished getting the gasket in the back valve cover, put everything back together. Everything seems to be in place okay. I did unfortunately destroy a cam timing sensor. So this part broke off with wiring harness when I was kind of monkeying around trying to push that over. And I did have to very carefully pry this out of the side. So what I will do next is try to, there is a part number on this, I'll go and get a replacement, pop it in right over here where it belongs. There's actually a little retaining screw that holds it in place. Once that's in, then I can start putting everything else back. Actually, I think I could put everything else back and just kind of, no, you know what? Nope, I did that once already. I will get the new part, and then I'll put everything back into place, and should be okay at that point. So it's getting dark out earlier and earlier, so I think that's it for today. Now I just have to try to hunt down some parts, or hunt down a part, and then hopefully get it in, button everything back up, and I'll be able to start it up, and I should be fine tomorrow, I hope. Okay, it's day 2, and I got a replacement cam sensor. Looks exactly the same, numbers are the same. This top one was actually broken into 2 pieces. So this is the broken one. It's actually, You can kind of see it. I'm not going to take it back apart, but you can see where it cracked around the back there. So I'll put this new one in. Then I'm going to button everything up. And then I'm going to get the upper intake ready, and I will start cleaning that base out. I'm going to check my gaskets for the upper intake next. So let me get that piece in. Then I'll start looking at the underside of the upper intake. Okay, everything that I could hook up is hooked up now. It's time for the upper intake manifold piece. That's the old gasket. This is the new one. Pretty straightforward. Gave everything a quick clean off, and I just dropped a little piece right in there. That's a little piece of dust in there. That's fantastic. All right. And there's another little piece of dust that went in there. Great, 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 great. So, looks like this keys into the bottom of the manifold, the air intake manifold itself. So let me try to see if I can pop it in from the bottom. I think these pop in. I don't know if they actually hold in or not. Let's see. I could see two little divots where it aligns them. It doesn't actually pop into it. So, something here. Let's have this. Like a little crossover hose here. Put it on the back to make sure that I have it in place. Probably should have waited for that. Catching on something. Alright, take this back out. It is catching on something. This wiring harness, man. Wiring harness is really what's holding everything back. And that should be flat. Just take the bolts out. Just trying to keep them in order here. Check the underside, make sure everything looks good. Just don't know what's holding it up here. Might have just been the bolts themselves holding it up. Ah. This out. Probably gonna have to do this about 100 more times. What is holding it up? It's sitting high on something back here. valve covers are on correctly. It's not getting that far. Let's see, it's hitting like right there. Odd. Huh. Very odd. Wonder if this is bending and breaking, not keying in properly. Yeah, it looks like it is possibly causing some issues. One with the foam in the front, which I'm just going to kind of push out of the way a little bit. Let's see. It helps a little bit. That feels a lot better. Like a lot better. Should I start all this? Oh. Gotta push it past the gasket. There we go. So I get this tightened down, and then well, I got to fill up my power steering fluid and check my radiator and fluid because I did drop some from both of those. Dropped all the power steering fluid. I don't really want to start that dry. There we go. Now things are starting to go the way they're. Still got a little bit of wobble to it. Doesn't really key in. It's like anything. There's nothing really underneath there locking it in place. These are 13s, I think. Yep. That's in now. I mean, I guess technically you could get back to the back spark plug without taking this off. I guess. I'm just feeling over that. Yeah, could get those out if you needed to. Who the heck would want to? Jeez, to get back to those. All nice. Next, start reconnecting tubes that say, like this one said, go right there. There's a couple others that come up here. Where did that one go? There we go. Little friend here. Bring it over. There we go, nice and tight. Clipped on there. This goes to here. Without this, you're not going to be able to this is your actual pedal connections. There. appears to be in tight. Okay, air intake connection. A couple other things connected to that. This goes here. This there. This connection right there. Connection there. Oh, that's good. Did I crack that? Oh no, it was okay. These small things. So, I hate plastic pieces. So that's the last little piece. I'll get that connected, and then we'll fill up the power steering fluid, and we'll give it a start. Okay, hooked up the battery. Everything looks okay. Here comes the fun. I'm sure it's going to be a noisy power steering pump. Almost guaranteed of that. Make sure we don't have any lights. I start it. Well, I don't have lights now, but oh, that power steering pump sounds terrible. Got to check engine light right away. All right. Exhaust looks normal on the that power steering pump sounds terrible. Smells something leaking too. Turn the ignition on. Camshaft position circuit, high bank 1. Ah, crap. Sensor B. Huh. Okay, so that's one of the ones that so let me take a picture of that, and then I have to look that up. I'm going to try clearing it. Evaporative small leak. Detected. Okay, so only 2 codes. It's not bad. Are you sure you want to erase codes? Yeah. Okay. Let's see if the code comes back. The power steering pump sounds awful. Okay, so the sensor code didn't come back. That's good. What is making that click noise? It sounds like the exhaust tapping on something. Something's tapping on something. Okay, let's go look at the power steering pump. Let's see. Oh, I should not be burning anything off here. Oh. Well, I see smoke and I smell oil. That's always a plus. I really hope I don't have. Okay. Whew, look at all that coming off of the car. See all that smoke? It's all in the front, so I still did have a big leak that was down there. So let me start filling up fluids and taking a peek around at everything. Okay, I took it out for a quick test drive. Yes, the power steering pump is really noisy still. There's still a lot of bubbles in here that I have to get out. But not seeing any new oil drips, so that's a plus. That sensor actually cleared, which is good. I somehow disconnected one of the headlights while I was doing my work, so I'll have to look into that separately. But now all I'm going to do is just button up the, I think this one screw here is the last one to tighten down, check to make sure all my electrical connections are good. And hopefully she's good for a few more miles, a few thousand more miles. It's time for an oil change soon, so that'll be a good indicator as to whether or not it's losing any more oil. But no more smoke from burn off up here, which is good, because that was my indicator that something was leaking, whether it's the power steering fluid or the oil, I'm not sure, but pretty sure it was probably both. But that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, please give a thumbs up, please subscribe. If you didn't like it, please tell me why you didn't like it. What I'm doing is this is not a how-to guide, this is just what I did. Not so much a how-to, but what I did to try to fix my issue. And it seems to have fixed it. So thanks again for watching.